if they can get us focusing on these little expressions of racism, then we don't have to have a deeper fucking conversation in this country.
Right.
We have to honest up and say that you know that we're all a little bit racist. Because we've been conditioned to be racist from the times that we're children until now, until we're in the grave. They're going to condition us to be racist through the mainstream media because they want us divided and conquered and defeated and fighting amongst ourselves so we don't look at them.
And people see something on the news and they automatically think that because it's labeled news, it's truth.
Right.
And that's the majority of America.
Sources and officials.
You know, how come when there was one black man that was killed in Ferguson, an entire community erupted? But 9 black people were killed in a church in cold blood by one white guy.
Right.
But there was not a single protest.
Right.
There was not a single riot. Why?
The mainstream narrative gets kind of led around by its nose, and they seem to myopically binge and purge a story. And what I mean by that, I'm fascinated by brainwashing, by the way the shit works. And what I mean by binge and purge it, when you go to college, you like study, take the test, and forget it. Okay, that's a fucking pattern that's put in your mind when you quote unquote go to get an education and learn how to be smart. Then you watch news media for the rest of your fucking life, and a big event happens. Mike Brown was shot. Ferguson riots. It's a Negro apocalypse because they burnt down one Quick Trip, even though they have 70 of them. Blah 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 blah. And then nothing. Study. Forget. And they do that to us over and over and over again in this repetitious sort of way to keep us in our own little social economic niches, to keep us divided and conquered, and we will never start to see the big picture because of, I mean...
the people that are talking about it, like you and I, saying, do you understand what they're programming us to do?
Hate each other.
And they think that we're fucking loony.
Yeah.
They think we're the ones that, you guys are idiots.
When exactly did like, this whole, like, racist shit come back to play? Like, it was like, I mean, I understand it was like, you know, rough back in the day, but then it's like, I don't know, growing up, I didn't really notice any of the I didn't even like notice any like racist shit. Like, I went to school, I mean, there was black kids, there was white kids, there's a bunch of different races, but I just like, I think it's like, well, within the last couple years, it just, the whole racist thing now is just, it's blown back up. Like,
which is funny because the younger generation, you can completely see that there are signs that a racist mentality is dying with the kids, because the old great grandfathers that had direct connection to a civil war are starting to die. So a more of a free mindset is starting to take over, starting to take its place. It's happening a lot slower than progressives would like it to happen. But the fact that any culture, Mexicans are allowed to say it, Asians are allowed to say it, white blonde girls are allowed to drop the N-bomb.
Sure. And
they can do it around, you know, you go to any local rap show and everybody's using it, but as soon as a white male uses it, it's all bad. Everybody else can. And to me, that's evidence that the racist mindset is dying out, because all of a sudden language, culture, dress, food, it's all starting to become something that is part of your lifestyle versus something that you do because of what color you are.
That's a very good point.
So
it's a very good
to me, it's a positive sign.
Sure.
That even though the Mexican kids are all dropping the N-bomb and the Asian kids are all dropping the N-bomb, everybody else is like, why? That's such a derogatory word. Well, what it's doing is showing that cultures are no longer using symbolism to divide each other.
Sure.
This word no longer belongs to this group. Now with our younger generation, it belongs to everybody. Like everything should, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
so the media...
Language is a living organism.
Absolutely.
It changes. You know, we don't speak the Queen's fucking English. I mean, we speak, a mixture of Ebonics, Southern slang, and like Cracker Bonics or a Midwestern trailer Bonics or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But like our slang just keeps, and then with the advent and things like text speak and chat speak and whatever, the words start to get abbreviated and language is.
Oh, we're becoming
so
dumber and dumber. Our society is becoming dumber and dumber.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and that's another thing that I believe is methodical.
It's a positive sign. It's a positive sign that the racist mentality is starting to die out with younger generations.
It is, but then it's also at the same time, it's like all they're showing on the fucking news and everything is, it's like they're trying to stop that.
Because the media knows that the racist mindset is dying. They know that we're closer and closer to being a society where it doesn't matter what color your skin is. It matters what kind of people you are, and we're going to stick together. So they create hatred that is financially backed to make sure that we hate each other.
That's the old dying paradigm, really. I mean, the mainstream news and mainstream media knows. They know that they're becoming out of fashion. They're falling out of fashion. I mean, that's why at the end of the news broadcast on Coin 6, they say, oh, check out our Twitter feed. They know most people watch more YouTube than they watch the news. You know.
Video. Why don't you tell people how they can follow you and see what you've done, how they can support your cause?
Yeah. If you're interested in checking out what I do, check out Mike BlueHair on YouTube. That's Mike, first word, BlueHair, as if though that was my last name. Like, subscribe my stuff. The best way to support what I do is watch my videos and share it with friends. And if you want to do some cop watching, meet me at 10 p.m. Friday night at the Lion statue on 3rd in Burnside. Portland, Oregon. Every weekend, I can train.
Friday?
Every Friday, I can train you about your rights, pair you with a team member, get you a nifty little live streaming app, and we can do this.
Wow.